Hello and welcome to the CCNP Routing and Switching course offered by SimplyLearn. The previous lesson focused on Hot Standby Router Protocol. This lesson deals with Virtual Router Redundancy Protocol and Gateway Load Balancing Protocol. Let us begin with the objectives of this lesson in the next slide. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to list the features of VRRP, explain VRRP Group and the master router election and failure process, configure VRRP, list the features of GLBP, explain the types of routers in GLBP Group and the active router election process, explain GLBP load balancing and SLB. Let us begin our discussion with VRRP. Virtual Router Redundancy Protocol is an IEEE standard protocol. VRRP is similar in many ways to HSRP, which is a first-hop redundancy, high availability protocol. VRRP is SSO aware. This means supervisor failover does not cause a new master router election. There are three features of VRRP in particular that differentiates it from HSRP. First, only the master router sends advertisements. Second, preempt is the default. In HSRP, preempt must be configured. Lastly, VRRP has up to 255 groups, more than HSRP. In the next slide, let us discuss VRRP groups. A VRRP group has one master router and one or more backup routers. The master router transmits messages using a particular MAC address as shown on the slide based on the VRRP group. VRRP groups are configured using one of the same two approaches as HSRP groups. The first approach is to divide end devices into two VRRP groups. The other approach is to divide VLANs between the two VRRP routers. The preferred method is grouping by VLAN list. In the next slide, let us discuss master router election. Unlike HSRP, the IP address of a physical router can be used as the VRRP virtual address. If you choose this configuration method, then the physical router matching the virtual address will become the master. This is one way to influence selection of the master router. Otherwise, the master router is the router with the highest priority. In case of a tie, the router with the highest real IP address will become the master. In the next slide, let us discuss what happens when the master router fails.